Everyone, welcome back to Comic 47 Vlogs. And today we're going to be looking at the comics that I got this week. And I don't know, haven't like I know I don't upload consistently, but I do like to upload when I have the energy or I just feel like it. So today I felt like it. So here's the comics that I got yesterday. I got Skinbreaker issue 5. This is Robert Kirkman, creator of Invincible, and David Finch, one of the most detailed comic book artists out there. I mean, like, the detail is insane on his pages. Look at that. He does a lot of detail. So yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting series. It's kind of like, it's like a sort of a, it's an alien world, but it's like a tribe of people that are trying to like fend off these creatures that keep attacking. I think the premise is kind of interesting, although I thought it would be more like focused on the alien aspects. I feel like this book could have easily been like about human beings and it would have been a similar premise, kind of. Um, but you know, I'm giving it a read and see how it goes. So, this one this one is Harley and Ivy Life and Crimes, issue number 3. I got the foil variant. Look how, I mean, it's hard to show you because you can see it like in person. It looks really nice. Like, look at that foil variant. And here's the back. And here's like the regular cover. And this is the art style for the series. And if you're not reading this series, please go ahead and give it a read. Honestly, I'd probably just wait till the paperback comes out, but this is a really well written series and it's surprisingly full of depth. I thought it was going to be kind of like a cutesy sort of series based on the art style, but it's like it's deep. And it talks about Harley's trauma and how like Ivy and Harley met in their early days. And I know that that's been done a lot in the past, but like I feel like it's a more refreshing take on it. So I would recommend reading that series. This is issue 3. I think it's a mini series. I think it's gonna be 6 issues. A really cool highlight that they have this week is Batman: The Killing Joke. This is a like this is a complete reprint of the full comic. Um, it's kind of like a glossy sort of thing. Also, the letters are this. It has a texture on it. Let me try to see if I could show that on the reflection. You can kind of see it. See, it's kind of like the bumps of the letters, and it's a reprint, but not just any reprint, because a lot of DC fans have been complaining and have been saying, "Hey, like, we like the Killing Joke story, but why don't you like not recolor it and just like print it as the colors that were done in the 80s?" And that's exactly what they did. This is a complete just reprint of that comic in the 80s style colors, and I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be a reprint in the colored version. Would you look at those colors? Like, it's not the same, looking at something recolored versus like the original, because you see the original intent behind the comic. This one is actually $6, $5. It's a steal in my opinion for the original comic, and that's all it is. Like, nothing more, nothing less. It just reprints the full story. And I was shocked to find out that the full Killing Joke story is this short. I thought this was like gonna be printed like part 1 of 4, and I even asked the comic shop. I'm like, is this gonna be like a this is like issue 1 of 4? Or they're like, nope, that's the complete series. Like, that's it. Who knew that the Killing Joke was like such a small such a small comic? And like you've seen it in the trade paperbacks and stuff, but anyways, I got this. These are free. These are like the free previews and stuff, but this one's like more of a sketchbook. I think this is like one of the coolest things Marvel's put out, and it's free. And it shows you like these sketches that artists have done. It kind of compiles like, and what I really really like, here's one of my favorite things. I love seeing original pencils. Um of an artwork. Like, look how amazing that is. And they even show you, um, see, like they show like some pencils, some. This is really cool, and it's free, guys. Like, if you have a comic shop near you, maybe even if you order online, maybe they'll give it to you. I don't know how it works. It really depends on which website you go to, but they even have like, like the old drawings that artists have. They even have like the drawings that they had as kids. Like, that's amazing. I love that. And I also got the Spider-Man, Superman, Marvel DC previews. These are the comics coming out in April. So just to, it gives you like a little look inside and stuff. Um, yeah, so we have Spider-Man Annual #1. Annuals are a bit weird because you always have this question of like, do I need to read this? Is this just a filler? Annuals usually do tend to be a filler comic, but I did kind of skim to the last few pages and it said to be continued in Spider-Man #24. So I'm like, okay, so this is necessary to read to keep going with Spider-Man. So I'll read it. We have Sorcerer Supreme issue 2. Both covers were really amazing, by the way. I couldn't pick. I just could not pick. I mean, I picked this one, but they're both really nice covers. This is Agatha and Wanda. So Wanda is the Sorcerer Supreme right now, and I feel like they don't know what to do with Doctor Strange. They just kind of keep giving the title of Sorcerer Supreme to anyone nowadays. Although Wanda absolutely deserves it, but I'm just saying, I don't get why they can't just have a regular Doctor Strange comic. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just complaining too much, but we have Fantastic Four, issue 52, the introduction to Black Panther. There's a Phasmily, I don't know how you pronounce it, and it prints like all the ads. It's a direct reprint of the comic, so you can even see the ads from back then. Look at that, only $1, which kind of sounds expensive for the time. Bunch of baseball ads. So this is a very important comic. Like, this is historical in real life. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first appearance of Black Panther. I think Black Panther is the first African American superhero, first black superhero in mainstream comics. Not the first black character, but I think the first black superhero. I think. I know he's the first something in that category, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember what the exact category was. We have Iron Man, written by Joshua Williamson. This is issue 1. And this title seems to jumpstart like a big... I feel like this is like a big deal, this Iron Man comic. It feels like a really big reboot, and it's drawn by Carmen Carnero. The art looks really cool. So I think Iron Man is one of the heroes in the Avengers that has like solid comics lately. Or maybe he's just always had really good comics, but I think Iron Man has actually had like good runs recently. So F Superman, DCKO. This is DCKO tie-in, issue number 34. Yeah. Not much to say about that. Detective Comics number 1105. That's crazy, y'all. This series has been consistently running for 1,105 issues. Like, imagine that. Anyways, you don't really need to if you're new to Detective Comics or you just haven't hopped in for a while, you can start this is the issue right before issue 1100. Don't focus on the number 1000, just focus on 100. So before issue 100, they just finished like a 3-part story, and then before that there's a story. I started there and I wasn't lost or anything, so you could just kind of jump in whenever you really feel like, because these are kind of more like one-off stories, so you could just jump in. As long as it says part 1, just jump in and read Detective Comics. I would recommend it. Detective Comics has been really good. Tom Taylor has been writing it, and in my opinion, he's a really good writer. He's doing an excellent job. Yeah. So this is a big one. Absolute Wonder Woman, Zatanna and Wonder Woman. Um, I've seen some things that hint that they might like each other. I ship it. I've always shipped Wonder Woman with women because obviously she is from Paradise Island and she's canonically bi in the regular comics, but in the Absolute comics, she gave me more like a lesbian vibe. I don't see her interested in men. In my that's a headcanon, okay? I'm not saying that that's what the writer did. I'm just saying. Anyways, so Absolute Zatanna. I think this is like her first real arc. So this is like a new storyline. Kelly Thompson is doing amazing. This artist is doing amazing. Um, Sherman, I forgot what the artist's first name was. Hayden Sherman. Yes, Hayden Sherman is one of the best artists I've seen hands down. I know it's not the most detailed style, but the way he draws perspective and he just knows how to draw things is like astounding. It's crazy. Um, it was a art style that I didn't initially like, and it grew on me a lot. He also worked on Batman Dark Patterns, which is a really good book. I'd recommend it. But yeah, you have Absolute Martian Manhunter. Again, this is another really good series. All the Absolute titles are really good, y'all. Like they're all good. The only one I gave up on was Absolute Green Lantern because it took too long to get good, and I already gave up by that point. And I'm like, I just didn't feel like getting into it. I got too confused and yeah, Al Ewing is a mixed bag. I haven't liked his writing lately, but whenever he writes more long term stuff, I enjoy it. So I don't know. Absolute Martian Manhunter. This is issue number 8. And Absolute Wonder Woman, I got issue 16. So we're well into the Absolute universe. I feel like it won't be long until we get like an Absolute Justice League, you know? Oh, also Absolute Flash. Actually, wait a minute. I got 4 Absolute titles. They were all delayed. So I think they all came in like at the same time or something. I think today's was Absolute Wonder Woman, and I think it coincides with Absolute Flash on the same release day or something like that. Absolute Flash has been good. I need to catch up a little bit, but so far I've liked it. I think it's like starting to pick up pace, you know? Here's Absolute Batman, number 16. We have the crossover with Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman. This is part 2, I think. Maybe it's just a two-parter story. I wish that it was a bit longer, but I guess we get what we get. I think it's amazing that she's slightly taller. I know she's got boots, but so does Batman. So she's like, I like that she's taller. This is an amazing cover. It's simple and it sells it. Here's Killer Croc. It's comedic. I love it. Also, I think this is the introduction to Absolute Poison Ivy, if I'm not wrong. Uh, yes, I think so. And then after this arc, I think we're gonna get back into Absolute Joker, and things are gonna get crazy by then. Oh, also, I got The Death of Superman. I am going to review it in my next video. I'm probably just gonna record maybe 2 videos at the same time. We'll see. Um, the, so not okay. Not to be confused with like the Absolute titles. DC before all this came out had this series of books called like Absolute Watchmen, Absolute uh, Batman the Dark Knight, Absolute blah blah, which means it's a format where it sells you the original story plus like a bunch of bonus content, and it's like in a lot larger scale. And it like gives you a whole lot of extra content. It's almost like, think about it like a DVD with like a ton of special features. And I haven't gotten an Absolute sort of book in a long time. Actually, I don't even know if I actually own one. I remember, maybe I haven't even gotten one ever. Actually, now that I think about it, I've gotten omnibus, I've gotten like complete collections, stuff like that, but I don't think I've ever gotten an actual Absolute sort of book. I've seen reviews on them, so on like, you know, these kinds of books, and they're all look really cool. This is The Death of Superman. Look how cool that is. Look at that. I think it's a DC Black Label or something like that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it reprints the original story, and it also comes with like additional sketches and this and that, and of course, The Death of Superman is like the most iconic Superman story, the most memorable one of all time, the most sold comic book of all time. I mean, most sold Superman comic of all time, I believe. So yeah, that is the comics I got today. Today was a big load. Like, I don't normally get this many all at once, but I think because the comic book had my comic shop had a lot of delays. They like brought like 2 or 3 weeks of comics until like the day that I went. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully I upload more. I just haven't felt like it. I really haven't felt like uploading. And yeah, leave a comment about what you think. What series are you guys reading right now? I'm curious to know like what indie series, DC, Marvel, graphic novels, all of it. Anyways, be sure to do whatever. You can like, subscribe if you want. You don't have to do whatever you want. And I'll see you next time. Bye.